the strangest feeling to know what to believe in.
And welcome to Kelowna Now Live. I'm Jason Mann. We are here with some mortgage professionals in the Okanagan. We have Aaron Marsh and Lennie Rampone from Rampone-Marsh Mortgages. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah. I see you love mortgages.
Haha, that's right.
You're in the right spot then today.
This is true.
I made Lennie wear this shirt today. I have one too, but I didn't want to look silly. So
It's like you tricked me.
This probably happens every day in your office.
Yeah. He's the smart one.
So we want to talk about mortgage affordability. It's probably the hot topic right now. People who are staring down the barrel of renewing their mortgages and maybe looking at the payment, what it's going to be, and having a bit of an existential crisis moment perhaps in that. So maybe we can kind of clear some of the confusion that maybe people are suffering, or give them some new perspective and ways to look at things, maybe some help, some advice. But first, we want to kind of get to know you guys a little bit. Now, your name is awfully familiar. Your name's on a road.
Yes. Yes, my family's been in Kelowna a long time.
Yeah.
Over 100 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's historical.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Daughter is fourth generation, born and raised at Kelowna General. Yeah, so it's awesome.
So you've been around a while. And you've been a mortgage broker for over a decade, I understand, something like that.
My 20th year, actually.
20, so almost 2 decades. How about you, Aaron?
yeah, I've been doing it almost 15 years. Lennie's a little bit more senior than I am, but we both have racked up quite a few years of experience.
And you've partnered up at some point in time along the way, and I guess that makes a great team then.
That's right. Yeah, we partnered up in 2014 to form Rampone-Marsh Mortgages, and we've been helping clients ever since. Yeah, it's been great.
And I see you have like 400 Google reviews, so you've obviously helped a lot of clients along the way. So,
yeah, we have.
That's just probably a small portion of the work that you've done over the decades here.
This is true.
Yeah. So how does your experience play in the service that you offer? Like, isn't a mortgage broker, I mean, this is the question I know some people will be asking, isn't a mortgage broker? You have to take a test, you know what you're doing, you have phone numbers to banks. I mean, like, what's this experience? How does that?
Well, that's a great question. I mean, would you want to go to a dentist that just graduated, or would you want to go to a dentist with experience to get your teeth pulled? So experience plays a huge role. The rate's the easy part. You can go online. There's this thing called Google. You can check out rates a lot, but it's about the plan. Like, we're trying to be more mortgage planners than mortgage brokers. Like, you're taking on hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt. What's the plan? Are you going to vacate this house in a couple of years? Is it going to be turned into a rental? Are you going to sell it? Are you going to grow it? Like, what's the plan? Because if you don't have a plan, you're going to get burnt with payroll penalties that you don't need, and so on and so forth.
I was going to say, though, most people that come to you, aren't they just looking for the lowest rate? Like, isn't that sort of when they walk in the door, that's what they're looking for? How do you get them to that point where?
Of course, rate is part of it, but I think solutions is why people come to us. Mm-hmm. So perhaps they're self-employed, they don't qualify under traditional measures. We have solutions for that.
The workplace certainly has changed and evolved quite a bit with the gig economy and people working remotely from multiple companies, and just structuring their life and business a little bit differently. So. And I imagine we were talking a little bit before we came on the air how technology has actually changed some of the rules and some of the things that you can do in terms of mortgage applications, doing it remotely and things like that. How has that changed over the last 4 or 5 years? Technology, but also what you can do as a mortgage broker.
Well, you're right. Technology has changed everything, and it's no different in the mortgage space. So. We're able to do like everything from start to finish, all online. If the client wants that, if the client wants to meet up with us, we have an office downtown, and we're certainly happy to accommodate that. But everyone's busy these days. Like I said, we've invested a lot of money in our technology, so we get started with online applications. Of course, documentation is a big part of it. So you can upload those securely, and just communication, whether we talk to you by Zoom or on the phone or email, it's all pretty streamlined now.
Yeah, the process has become quite a bit easier.
Well, we've had to adapt with times too, right? Because when you couldn't meet people, how like, you need technology and people use technology and people want to get stuff done today, not tomorrow. So we've adapted with it.
Yeah. And so this technology and the change of, how people work, you're working with them to kind of create custom plans then for what fits their life. So is there a process that you actually take people through, or how do you kind of apply that, I guess, on an individual basis?
Well, yeah, there's everyone's situation is different, right? So I guess the first step is we need to have a conversation. So, and ultimately we'll need a mortgage application from the person. But once we have those details, then we can custom fit an affordability plan to meet their lifestyle. So we go through all the different rate options. We go through all the different payment options. Maybe we're consolidating some debts. Everyone's situation is different. So.
And everybody's goal is different. Some is to maximize cash flow because they have 2 teenage kids and sports and they're right in the thick of it. And so all the money goes to these activities. Or some actually want to pay their mortgage off. And so you want to be with a lender that has a great rate, but also has maximum privileges to put extra payments down to get that to zero. So like we're all different and no different when it comes to your mortgage. Like what's your goal? And so we try and achieve everybody's goal.
How do you feel how do you explain the difference between a mortgage broker and going to the bank for a mortgage? What's the difference in your mind?
Well, if you were buying a vehicle, do you just go to one place or do you shop around? And so going to one place can do a great job, but if there is something that you need outside of that avenue, they don't necessarily have the ability to shop it around, whereas we're like your personal mortgage shoppers.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so what does that look like then? You have somebody come in, they've got a particular challenge, you work out a solution, and then you are actually like shopping that client or that prospect to the different banks to sort of, you sell what they might bring to them as a client. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, well, actually, this is where Lenny's a real magician. I can tell me he's got a silver tongue. I've seen him convince lenders to do crazy stuff. Seriously. So, it's really, once we have the application, it's finding the solution, and then we go out and negotiate on behalf of the client to find them the best deal out there with whatever institution or lender that might be.
Yeah, I've had the experience of working with a mortgage broker in the past and a bank, and I feel that like there's no comparison really in the level of service that you might get. The mortgage broker is there for you. You can pick up the phone and call them at any time, and you have a specific question. You don't have to make an appointment. 3 weeks in advance and come. All the things that is a little more rigid situation with the bank, and you never really feel like they're on your side. But
and to your point there, like. We're tracking the client's mortgage throughout the term. So if there's an opportunity to save money 2 or 3 years into a 5-year term, we're going to call the client and advise them. I don't think the bank is going to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they're going to look to save you money all the time when you're midterm. So, we're looking out for our clients. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Mortgage affordability. So what percentage of your clients would you say currently that you're talking to are expressing concern on this?
Well, it's a hot topic.
Yeah.
It's a hot topic. There's a landslide of mortgage renewals coming in, due in the next 2 years, and a lot of people are worried about what's going to happen with their payment. And like we've been alluding to before, like we offer solutions to the client to help them with these upcoming mortgage renewals, or if you're first-time home buyer looking to get in the market. We try to help with those solutions to bring affordability.
Well, for example, we had a client reach out the other day. His mortgage is coming up for renewal and under 3% that he had. And the rates are much higher than that now. And he was worried about the affordability, and his payment is going to increase $48 a month. That's it.
Wow.
So the rate is substantially higher, but for him, it's going to increase his mortgage payment $48 a month. So he feels way better about it. So, if you're worried about affordability, give us a call. We can run through some stuff and see what's, like Aaron said, what solutions there are for you.
Because really when people are buying a mortgage, I mean, they're wanting to service their debt, obviously, but they are really kind of buying a payment, right? Like they have an amount that they can do every.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They need to know they can make that payment and over a certain period of time. Are we able to put up that graph? Yeah. So this graph here is it's the prime rate over the last 50 years essentially. So as you can see, there's been a lot tougher times in Canada, but the big thing we want to get through is your mortgage is a marathon. It's not a sprint. There's gonna be tough times, as you can see with this chart up and down. And yes, we're peaking right now with interest rates, but times are gonna get better. Like they will get better, and this chart does show that. But as you can see, like in the 80s and 90s, they went through some high interest rates. And we're going through some high interest rates right now, but it is going to get better.
Definitely shows you what a high interest rate could be.
I know, terrifying, really. Yeah. But terrifying, really, is the 80s. The 80s were terrifying. Like we're talking 18, 20% interest rates. Mm-hmm. So I think there's economic measures that avoid that now, but.
And life's expensive. Like gas is expensive, groceries are expensive. It's all encompassing. So having solutions on your mortgage side where your mortgage is coming due and it's going to have a nominal impact in your life if you want it to be, then we'll be able to handle that.
What are some of the top 2 or 3 things that you can do to sort of help mitigate the rise of the interest rate and keep the payment low? Are there a couple of things that you'd share?
Yeah, so...
Do magicians reveal their tricks?
I don't know.
So one thing you can do is you can extend your amortization. So let's say you started with a 25-year amortization. You're now at 20. A lot of lenders will let you go back up to 25. Yes, you're going backwards, but it does reduce your payment, and you can put extra payments down to catch up with those years. So I always say people focus on amortization a little bit too much because you're still getting appreciation in your property values.
Well, amortization is almost smoke and mirrors because it has to assume 2 things. 1, the payment stays the same for 25 years. And 2, you pay monthly for 25 years. Those 2 things remain constant. Yeah, it'll take you 25 years to pay it off. But if you go to a biweekly accelerated payment, put some extra payments down here and there, you can reduce that to 17, 15, 12. I actually had a client the other day. She paid our mortgage off in 5 years. Mm-hmm. She did all the lump sum payments that she could and really in 5 years. Yeah, she paid it off. That's amazing. Insane.
So amortization is one thing. Perhaps you have some credit card debt or, maybe you've got student loans or something that's
higher interest. You can always consolidate that into the mortgage to bring one payment. So there's that. What else? Third thing?
No more tricks.
You got to call these guys to find out more.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, well, that's a good start. And, so if people do want to reach out to you, what are the best ways?
Well, we've got multiple. You can visit our website, Rampone-Marsh.ca. All our contact info is there. You can visit on all our socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. You can message us there. Or just call us. Just Google our number and call us. Like, we're always happy to chat. And, we're just looking for solutions to help you. Like, we're just trying to help. We're honest guys, and we're just trying to help your family.
And you've seen the marketplace, so the system, the way it works, and you have all the connections to pull it together, right? So.
Well, yeah, that's combined 35 years experience. We've got tons of resources and connections and partnerships. So,
and we don't just do Kelowna. Like, we do mortgages all over BC. We're licensed in Alberta. We've done stuff in Ontario. The Northwest Territories. That was interesting. Yeah, it's neat to see the different property taxes and stuff in different cities. So
interesting. So you guys must have like a zillion stories. So I know we're going to have you come back and we'll talk more a little bit about some of these cases that you've maybe run into or ways that you've helped people and some of the stories that you've heard along the way as well. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, great. This is great, Jason. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. We'll do the handshake.
All right.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, guys. Kelowna Now Live. It is Aaron and Lennie from Rampone-Marsh Mortgages. I'm Jason Mann, and we'll be back again in a couple of weeks.